When it comes to fragrances, there are two types of fragrances that I'm always down for, and that is florals and musks. And musky florals or floral musks, those are the types of scents that I really gravitate towards too. So I was super happy to see that Zara released a musk fragrance collection. Obviously, I ordered it instantly, but I have been away on vacation for the past 10 days, and so that is why I am only now able to make this video. But I am back from my vacation. I had a lovely time. Thank you, by the way, for the super nice comments on my previous video where I mentioned that I was going on vacation. A lot of you were so nice about it and just wished me a good time, and that was super nice. So thank you. I hope everybody's summer has been going great so far. But yeah, now I'm back and I have been able to test the fragrances. So here are my thoughts. And of course, as per usual, if you like Zara fragrances or you want to get to know Zara fragrances a little bit better, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I have several other Zara fragrance related videos up on my channel. And whenever Zara releases new fragrances, which they do very often, I am there to review them and give you my thoughts. So that could be helpful if you're just trying to orientate yourself in all of the Zara fragrances, because there have been a lot the past 2-3 years. So yeah, enough chit chat. Let's just talk about these 4 new fragrances. So these fragrances center around musk. The names are Zara Musk Confidential, Cashmere Musk, Linen Musk, and Merino Musk. These are all eau de parfums and they come in bottles of 100 ml. In Belgium, where I live, that's in Europe, I paid 20 euros per bottle. I'm not sure about the prices in other countries. I didn't check this time, I'm sorry. But yeah, just to give you an idea, they're pretty inexpensive again. But are they worth it? Let's find out. So the first one that I tried was Cashmere Musk. So the notes listed for Cashmere Musk are popcorn, cashmere wood, musk, sandalwood, and tonka. Sounds really promising. Now, I tried this fragrance, all of them by the way, without looking at the notes first. I just don't do that because I know that I'm going to get like it's gonna make me smell things that I wouldn't have smelled otherwise, so I don't do that. But anyway, I wish you could have seen my face when I gave this one a sniff, because I'm pretty sure it went something like this. It is absolutely not good. This is not a nice fragrance. I know, you know, if you follow my channel, you know that I don't like gourmands. I don't like overly sweet fragrances, or to me, what is overly sweet to me, that is not really my thing. So you may think that I just don't like this fragrance because I don't like gourmands, and a popcorn note is pretty gourmand, but that's not really it. So I didn't know it had a popcorn note, and the first thing that came to mind when I smelled it was that it smelled like really old, stale cookie dough. Now, I don't ever buy cookie dough, or I don't even know if we have it in Belgium, but I think I've seen it on TV or in movies or something, that in the States you have these like those tins, like those really long tins, and then you open it and inside is some sort of a dough, or I think it's a cookie dough that you take out and then you bake with it. I think it's something like that. It kind of smells like that, but a tin that you found in an abandoned house that has an expiration date of 1969, and it's just gone bad, and it just really doesn't smell nice. It doesn't smell edible. It doesn't smell like a snack. It just smells off. So then I learned that it was a popcorn note and not like a stale, gone bad cookie dough note. But yeah, it kind of makes sense. I do actually like popcorn. Whenever I go to the movies, I do take one of those buckets and just eat most of it before the movie even starts. But this, it's it's hard to explain, but it's not an appealing, tasty popcorn note. It's just, it's weird. I don't know. It's just a weird fragrance. It's popcorn or cookie dough gone bad. So yeah, safe to say that this is not my thing. If you're a gourmand lover, I can totally understand that you want to check it out. Please do, and let me know in the comments what you think. Is it just me, or is this like a really bad fragrance? Because to me it is. I'm gonna rate it a 2 out of 10. It's just not pleasant. The other notes, I don't really get sandalwood. But honestly, I'm not really getting much else besides that nasty popcorn note. So yeah, it's a pass for me. But again, as per usual, let me know in the comments what you think. And that was Cashmere Musk. The next one I gave a try was Merino Musk. The notes of this one are powdery notes, lily, musk, and then caramel and patchouli in the base. Gave this one a spray, and again, I didn't know about the notes. Honestly, I'm also not a note expert by any means. I'm not Josephine. I'm not the perfume guy. I don't know everything about notes. I can't always really pick them out in fragrances. So I try to describe fragrances more as like what feeling they have or what they remind me of or like that, instead of going super in depth on the notes. But again, I didn't know what the notes were, gave this one a spray, and the only thing that I got was powderiness. This is a very powdery fragrance. I'm just quickly gonna remind myself and give it another spray because I remember finding it pretty uninteresting, and that is why I don't even remember exactly what it smelled like. Yeah, so it's pretty powdery, I remember it now, and it actually reminded me of another Zara fragrance, one that was released last year in the men's department. It was a collaboration with perfumer Olivia Giacobetti, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. She made 4 fragrances for Zara last year, like I said, for the men's department. I did make a video about it. I will link it in the description below. But one of those fragrances was called Livre Blanc. I had to look it up. I did cheat a little, but it reminds me of that one. Livre Blanc, I remember describing that one as having this wooden wardrobe closet, and it's old. It's from the Victorian times or something like that, and it has been whitewashed or even painted, but the paint is old and it could have been varnished. Anyway, it reminded me of clothes hanging in that closet, and the clothes sort of absorb the scent of that old wooden varnished closet. That was Livre Blanc. This one sort of reminds me of that. It's a little less sharp than Livre Blanc, because that one did have, because of that woody note, that was a little bit sharp on the nose. This one isn't, and this one is also a little bit sweeter. So there's a little bit of sweetness in here, but then I checked the notes and I saw that it was a caramel note in the base that I'm not really getting. Like I said, there is some sweetness that is not unpleasant or like overly sickly sweet. It's soft, but I don't know. I wouldn't really call this a gourmand. I don't think it's a very caramel heavy fragrance. I think it's more of a, yeah, like a soft, woody, powdery, little bit sweet of a fragrance. It reminds me a little bit of powdered sugar, but imagine that powdered sugar is actually like a low-cal powdery sugar, let's say. Something that is not as sugary as real powdered sugar, like a diet powdered sugar that is not as sweet. So it kind of reminds me of that as well. So my description is all over the place. Let me just break it down. It smells very powdery. It has some sweetness. Personally, for me, it's not sweet enough to be called a gourmand. The patchouli is non-existent. And overall, I think it's okay. I think it's an okay fragrance. I really don't need this in my collection. I think it's, yeah, it's just a little unimpressive to me. So this one I'm gonna rate a 6 out of 10. It's fine, it doesn't bother me, but if you're really on the market for a very caramel, gourmand, sticky, smell like a snack type of fragrance, I think you're gonna be quite disappointed because it's so powdery. It's a lot more powdery than it is caramelly. So yeah, that was Merino Musk. The third one I tried is Musk Confidential. And this one has notes of mandarin orange, magnolia, vanilla, and musk. Gave this one a spray, and I know I'm not really being super positive about the fragrances so far, but I'm just being honest, and sometimes Zara releases a collection that is like smash after smash, but this time it's kind of a pass after pass because this one as well is, to me, very, very unimpressive. So I sprayed it. It reminded me, it was also powdery. Yeah, it's also a powdery fragrance to me, and it reminded me of, if you're sort of my age, you're in your 30s, your mid-30s, and you were a kid in the 90s, you might recognize this smell as smelling like your mother's makeup box or her toiletry bag. That is what this reminded me of. It's just like a powdery, sort of like a little bit basic of a scent. The difference between Musk Confidential and Merino Musk is that I also thought Merino Musk was super powdery, but that one is like more of a slightly sweet, little bit woody type of powdery, whereas this one is a little bit fresher. I wouldn't say it's a super fresh fragrance, but it is fresher than the other one. So it's more of a, it kind of reminds me of a super boring 90s deodorant. I know there have been fragrances by Zara that I've described as smelling like a simple deodorant before, but this one again reminds me of a simple deodorant, or maybe even like, yeah, no, simple deodorant. I think my mother used to wear a deodorant that smelled like this. Now, if you look at the accords on Fragrantica, you're going to see citrus as the top accord, or at least that is the case today while I'm filming this. Depending on how you vote for the notes that you're getting, the accords change. But for now, citrus is at the top. Don't take that too literally, because whenever I see citrus, I kind of think it's fresh and zesty and sort of like lemony bergamot-y. But this is mandarin orange, and that is a citrus, obviously, but it's pretty, it's not like a super fresh note. I think mandarin orange is often quite sweet. So even though it's fresher than Musk Marine or Merino Musk, it's still not super fresh. It's not super citrusy, summery. I don't really find it like that. It's pretty basic. Yeah, I don't really have other things to say about it. I'm sorry I'm being so negative. Again, I'm just being honest, but if you were to ask me, like, should I blind buy this? No. And so far, I mean, you should never blind buy, of course, but I mean, Zara has really great fragrances. The previous collection, the Amber collection, which I also reviewed, I will link it in the description below, but that one had some really great ones. And so far this collection, the first three that I just talked about are just, I don't think they are worth checking out. I mean, you could check them out, but you don't have to run, don't walk to Zara. Yeah, I'm rating this one a 5 out of 10. That is really the best. You know what? No, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10 because it's just so unimpressive. And yeah, that was Zara Musk Confidential. By the way, I once had another video about one of the Zara fragrance collections that came out. Don't remember which one, but I was also pretty negative about it, like I am today, just being honest. And someone commented like, okay, who at Zara pissed you off because clearly you're angry at them. That is not the case. I'm not angry at Zara. I don't want to bash them or anything. But I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that, wow, it smells so great when I don't feel that way. Anyway, next up is Linen Musk. This was the last one that I tried and I gave it a spray and I was very relieved because upon first sniff, I thought, yes, this is a good one. This smells really good. It smells like a quality fragrance. I mean, quality, let's be real, it's still not, this is not something that really smells expensive or anything, but the previous ones were just all like, I'm just gonna say it, like they smell like bad quality fragrances. This one actually smells decent, so that was a relief. Finally, I can be happy about one of these fragrances in this collection. And I instantly got three things. One, I know this scent. This is definitely a scent that I have smelled before. Two, it smells really good. And three, it smells a little masculine. Not overly masculine, but it did remind me of a men's fragrance. But yeah, within the first minute, I just thought, okay, this one I'm gonna keep. I really like it, I'm impressed. The other ones are a hard pass, but this one is nice. And smelling it by the atomizer right now, I feel the same way. But, oh, I feel so bad about just being so negative, but again, I'm just being honest, so please don't unfollow me because I'm not being super excited this time. But yeah, so I sprayed this one, liked it, like I said, and after about 5 or 10 minutes, it started to dry down. And the opening that I really liked sort of faded, and I was left with a dry down that really bothered me. And I was just like, okay, where's the love that I felt 10 minutes ago or 15 minutes ago? It's like not there anymore. And the dry down, I kept getting wafts, so it does perform pretty decent. Not fantastic, but it's okay. It's definitely fine for the price. I did get wafts, but that dry down, it just started to really bother me. And every time I got a waft, I was just like, I want to wash it off. And that is never a good sign when it comes to fragrances. You're not supposed to want to wash it off. You're supposed to want to sniff yourself or spray a little bit more. Or so yeah, that's when I realized apparently this is a pass for me as well. So what does it smell like? The notes given are bergamot, musk, frangipani, which I love, and then in the base we have amberwood. And I believe, I don't know everything about notes again, but I do believe it's that amberwood that you're left with in the dry down, and that dry down actually comes really quickly. Like I said, I started to smell that like around 5 to 10 minutes is when the dry down was already there. That amberwood, or what I believe to be amberwood, is just really, it really bothered me. I didn't like it. Also, I saw on Fragrantica that it is very reminiscent of Xerjoff's Erba Pura, if I'm pronouncing that right. I have smelled that one once, but I have smelled more dupes of it than I've actually smelled the original fragrance, so I kind of feel like I know Erba Pura because of all the dupes that I've smelled. Zara actually already duped this one. I think it was also in the men's collection, and the name was Caramel something. I will put it up on the screen, but I remember not liking that one either. I didn't even like the opening of that one. For Linen Musk, I actually liked the opening, but like I said, the dry down is just a pass for me. But I do have to say, this is the only one that, in my opinion, is worth checking out. Performs decent, the opening is great. If you're not bothered by the dry down, then I do think this is worth checking out and worth the price. Whereas the other ones, when it comes to performance, none of the other ones were interesting either. Doesn't really matter for me as I don't like the scents, but yeah, the performance, again, all three of them, they were just not good. They don't really last. They don't really project. Linen Musk is different. It has decent performance. Don't expect too much, but it's fine. So that is pretty much it for my review today. Let me know in the comments, do you like these fragrances? Is there one or more that you are thinking of purchasing or you have purchased already? Or are you like me and are you also pretty disappointed with the fragrances? I'm most curious about what you guys think of Cashmere Musk with the popcorn note. It can't just be me. It's just so odd to me that anybody could actually like it, but of course, that is the fun thing about fragrance, it's so subjective. So let me know. Again, feel free to subscribe and also feel free to like this video if it was somewhat helpful. Thanks again for watching and I will see you for the next one. Bye!